Hello, I'm Miss Shine, and I'll be narrating this week's screencast for the Workaholics as we dive into the topic of business partnerships. We will be following a scenario of a startup created by two individuals that agree on a partnership. Some benefits that apply to all partnerships include, but they're not limited to, the idea that two heads are better than one. Partnerships are more likely to have greater starting capital and resources, such as contacts and specialized skills, and partners generally have a lot of flexibility in the operations of the business, in their responsibilities in the partnership, and in the time they remain partners. Some negatives of all partnerships include conflicts due to the lack of complete control over business decisions. Debts of one partner can end up being debts of the other, and breaking up can be hard to do as well as costly. Also true for all partnerships, a formal, detailed agreement should be established regarding roles and responsibilities of each partner, covering financial contributions and obligations, daily and big picture operations, and the dissolving of the partnership. This document protects all parties and helps with the planning process prior to getting started. Join me now as we listen to Flambe and Brewski, former spelunking partners who discuss their decision to start a microbrewery and restaurant called The Torched Toast.
There has been a hole in my life. I was wondering if you would help me fill it.
What exactly do you mean by that?
I've always wanted to run a restaurant, and I finally have some startup capital to fill this hole. I was hoping to find someone I can trust to go in on this business idea I have.
I've always wanted to brew beer and would love to have a restaurant on site to pair my beer with.
I say we just combine the resources we have and go for it.
That sounds great to me. Where do we start?
General partnerships can be formal or informal agreements in which both parties share in the ownership, management duties, and associated liabilities with the business. Profits are distributed based on the agreement of the partners. If there is unequal distribution of profits between partners, the agreed-upon portion for each partner must be detailed in writing for legal purposes. Otherwise, the obligations and benefits are considered to be split evenly among the partners.
We should probably figure out how much money we need to invest to get started.
What can you bring to the table?
Well, to get started, I believe we need around $750,000, and if we each start with providing $375,000, we would be considered a general partnership.
I'm not sure if my finances are to the point where I can invest quite that much.
Well, what can you afford?
I was thinking somewhere around $200,000.
We have some options. If that is all you can do, I can loan you the rest of your half and you can pay it back over time. This would still make us legal general partners. Another option is me owning more of the business than you, which still puts us as general partners, only I will be receiving more of the profits. The last option is to bring in other investors who will not be doing any work. This would make us a limited partnership and all of the liability would be on us.
I like the idea of owning half, so I would rather take the loan and be general 50-50 partners.
There are a few advantages to conducting business under a general partnership. First, each partner has the freedom to operate independently of one another, which offers flexibility and quick decision-making, but reduces the control that the other partner has of these decisions. For example, any partner can write business checks, make employment decisions, or change marketing tactics without consulting the other. Secondly, there is nothing from limiting the contributions of each partner. This way, the fundraising for the partnership is not limited to the lowest contribution between partners. Thirdly, general partnerships are quick and relatively cheap to set up as they take little paperwork, and most upfront costs just go towards starting the venture. Disadvantages include unlimited liability for each partner, regardless of the circumstances, which primarily affects the partner with the greatest monetary resources. And, as stated before, any partnership has the disadvantage of disagreements, and the Torched Toast is going through one right now.
It's been 6 months since the grand opening and we still can hardly pay the bills.
Well, maybe if you could find it in yourself to brew a decent beer, then we could make some money on it.
Oh please, your food tastes like cardboard soaked in vinegar with a hint of ghost intestines. How can a beer taste good after a bite of that?
You know what's really killing us? Your marketing strategy. Our logo is flaming liquor. We don't even serve liquor.
Disagreements in a general partnership are difficult to resolve when times are tough because of competing ideas and the tendency to blame others. So, two heads aren't always better than one. However, as time goes on, business at the Torch Toast improves, and after about 2 years have gone by,
You're not paying me back fast enough, so I believe I should take my share of the business back.
Yeah, it's taken me longer to pay you back than I anticipated. That sounds fair to me as long as there are no hard feelings.
According to our book, you have only paid $50,000, so that leaves me with 2/3 of the business and you with 1/3. This means I'll be making a majority of the business decisions and you'll take more of an advisory role. How does that sound?
Sounds fair to me.
Glad we could solve without any mitigations.
limited partnerships have both general and limited partners. The limited partners in most cases are purely investors, while the general partners have normal day-to-day relations with the business. Advantages exclusive to limited partners include a great way to offer investors the opportunity to benefit from the profits and losses of your business without getting them actually involved in the business operations. Debt is limited to the amount of money or property that the individual partners contributed to the venture, and limited partners can be replaced or leave without dissolving the limited partnership. Disadvantages exclusive to limited partnerships include the general partners must carry the burden of all the business's debts and obligations. If the company is sued or enters into bankruptcy, all debts and liabilities are the responsibility of the general partners. And general partners have investors, which are limited partners. Therefore, you must still hold annual meetings and create a detailed partnership agreement with these investors. Finally, we need to discuss dissolving a partnership. Dissolving a partnership is just about as easy as forming one.
I'm not sure I can continue with the brewery. I'd like to spend more of this retirement with my family.
Yeah, I don't know how much more of this I can take with my medical conditions. What do you say we discuss options on getting out of this business?
I've been looking into the steps and it seems fairly straightforward. We could just sell it and split the difference using our separate shares of the restaurant.
Easy enough. Why don't we come back in the morning and hash out these details?
Little did they know, the fry cook left a burner on and...
At least we can share the insurance money. You did pay the insurance, right?
Partnership agreements usually have clauses that outline dissolving the partnership. However, partners can come to an agreement that opposes a formal agreement. Thereafter, file the proper paperwork with the state and any other parties involved, notify shareholders and associates, and finally close out accounts. Partnerships work for some people but are disastrous for others, so be sure to mitigate your risks. Know who you're partnering with, get things in writing, and always plan accordingly.